So reverse psychology trick work.
I'm
Only
always
one
depressed.
because that you would.
That's my secret cat. I'm always depressed. Cat sussy.
Ooh.
Delightful. He's getting sick. Oh, yeah, I feel bad for those people, man. It's gotta be a fucking living nightmare.
What do you mean? On fire every summer.
Later.
Hello, chat. Okay, there we go. Sorry, I had to get my camera working again. And of course, it's not working. Hello, everyone. Zoom the fuck in. Eh. Here we go. Okay. Hello, chat. How's everyone been doing? Apologies for taking off stream yesterday, but the opportunity presented itself to have a movie night, and I realized we really hadn't had a movie night in a long time, so we sat down and watched the new He-Man movie, which was actually pretty good, I felt like. It's about like a 7 out of 10. And my only issue with it was that essentially they have the whole like isekai trope, and he's like the modern man and he works in HR and stuff, and I just that was honestly like the worst aspect of the movie. I get that it's the result of like a lot of the comedy and stuff that occurs later on, but to me it definitely results in some like groaning moments of like, oh dude, this is so cringe, like stop. So that's where it's like, if it truly just didn't have that and it was just a He-Man movie the way it was, it probably would have been like a 9 out of 10. It was actually really good otherwise. So I did enjoy my time watching it, but I wish that they had not tried to do the whole like modern man trope in it. It was a surprise in the 90 plus no drop because it's not listed on fandom. That's I did not know. Like that's news to me if that's the case, but it is what it is. Um I've kind of just been sitting here and doing everything. I should be caught up on stories, so we're gonna quickly jump in here and do stuff. Which this I believe the 90 was all points. But yeah, this one's drops all three, so let's go ahead and grab orange there. And we'll go with that. I've been very lazy about my group comps because I'm just trying to keep leveling this Mystic Code. So some of my runs, chat, are going more than 3 turns. It is what it is when it happens. But you'd actually be surprised at the number of times that I clear in 3 turns, regardless of this composition. A lot of that's just a testament to the power of Seal. Which again, how is everybody's Seal working for you guys? Like, those of you guys that rolled her, how are you liking her? Are you feeling like she plays really well, or are you finding her lackluster? Hello, Yugi. How's it going? Hello, Katana. She's been fun to play with. Yep. Sit in the back line while I bond up near her. That's fine. I mean, you can see this is stereotypical, like how you clear a wave with Seal. Oh, I actually didn't need to do that. I keep forgetting this node's a 3-1-3, I think. So this node's actually even easier for Seal to do, because one of the restrictions if you're trying to card through a node with Seal is you're pretty much almost always going to need to use her card shuffle turn 1. The only exception to that would be somehow if you could get her to 100% charge turn 1 without utilizing her card shuffle. And usually in a double coin Skya setup, that's going to result in like you just kind of having to accept it. The good news is, even though this kind of screws me out on stars because I depressed that, I do have the Mystic Code here to bail me out. Been easier with BB Summer 1. Yeah. And that's definitely, you'll see a lot of people do that. If I were using Plug Suit, I would be doing that myself. Because that's the easy way to do it, is you just basically shuffle, swap, and you're probably going to end up using one of the Korean Sky of Lights if you're starting her from 0, and then you just kind of like shuffle the party there, get BB Summer in, lock the cards in, and just go from there. And it's very easy. And I've definitely seen like a lot of people do that, but you, again, I'm trying to point out to you guys here, like, look, I just 3-turned that node, right? I didn't need BB Summer to do it. This node especially is very good for it because the turn 1 restriction doesn't matter here for this node. Since you just kind of... there we go. You kind of just do what you're going to do. And I haven't even loaded up things like command codes or anything else, and they can help with this, so... I have not done OC2 yet. I have done like the intro to it, and that's it. But I do have to progress some in the story because I believe it's required for the anniversary missions. And I've been looking for an opportunity to do it. I thought about streaming last night FGO with you guys, but I just kind of said like, it is what it is. I could probably have carded this, but whatever. Summer's got to be a decent support for Seal if I don't have Merlin. Yeah, because at least you're getting Buster crits there. Like, I'd say that goes beyond even a decent support, and it's downright very useful. The issue that you're going to have is to card through a node with Seal, you're probably going to want Coin Sky of Light. If you're talking more challenge content, then yeah, sure, that can be a thing. Just keep in mind that there's naturally going to be some problems associated with that. Problem number 1 is going to be that if you don't have Merlin, that means you are losing out on quite a bit of survivability. Replacing with Summer Scotty is not helping that. So that's something to consider, is like, where are you going to get the survivability from? Now, the good part about this is Seal is such a cracked unit that she gets 100% defense. So it's very difficult to kill Seal other than an enemy just wailing on her over and over and over again. And it's something that I've like pointed out to people time and time again, is like, this is truly what makes Seal so strong. Plus the fact that, as you guys can see, she just kind of heals over time. She gets healing when she gets hit, that sort of stuff. So Seal is just a very, very, very strong unit. Hello, Ice. But yeah, historically, I have been 100% up to date on every story that comes out. OC2 came out at a time of my life where I truly just did not have the time to like sit here on stream and read it with you guys. I was busy, as you guys know, dating my girlfriend, kind of progressing things with her, and like getting her moved in as well. So it's like I just really haven't had the time and opportunity until this point. I certainly could have been like chipping away at it here and there, but I wanted to be able to sit down and at least put like good effort into it every week. Let me double check. That's all that stuff, but I want to make sure that I have everything from the event now that it is over. Okay, so looks like we do. Well. I have so many foes. $12 days. That sucks because that means I need to pull it into my inventory. I have just enough for these, so we're gonna go ahead and buy them. It's really the only thing I can spend my bronze materials on anyways. That looks like my box. Yeah, it's just I have a problem right now of like, what do I do to micromanage this stuff? Because on JP, I'm kind of like, I'm not going to say that I'm like out of things to do, but I'm at this point of like, I need to reconsider the direction of the account and like what I wish to invest in. And that's difficult, at least as of right now. Yep, there we go. I will promote this. That gets me to 10. And I can't do anything with 10. Oh, wait, yes I can. Boom. Yeah, there we go. That got me one more statue. Not that I really need them. Unless the game does something here, it is what it is. And I was talking with Trubs, by the way, chat. He is very much of the opinion, and I do agree with him, at least with the way that the story is going, with the way that things are being forecasted in events, and kind of the new units that are coming into the game. I think part 3 is coming now. Like, it does appear like that's the case. I think we've known for a while that they were going to continue things, so that wasn't really the debate. The question was, were we actually going to get a part 3? Now I think we're actually going to get a part 3. So I do think they're probably going to talk about it either here at Anniversary or maybe at New Year's, but I do believe it'll be a thing that'll happen. They're going to talk about the future of the game, which is good. That's something that we desperately need. The moment part 3 is a soft reset. Yeah, I've kind of said that before too, that for me, if this were me running this game, and I said, okay, I've got an 11-year-old game on my hands, it's still very profitable, very successful, but how do we keep players' interest? And if we can't, what do we do to keep the game going? And I think the chief aspect of that is going to be that you need to, at minimum, no matter what, add new players to the game. Well, how do you do that in a saturated market like Japan, where you've got a ton of people that have already played the game? How do you do that overseas, where the IP is maybe not as popular? And I think that in and of itself presents challenges that they are going to have to come to grips with and account for. But number one, it doesn't matter if you can't keep new players, okay? So let's say somebody is interested in trying out FGO. and they finally try it out despite, the game being out for 11 years. How do you retain that player? How do you convert them into a long-term player that keeps playing the game and is invested in the story and yada yada yada? Well, for starters, you don't make the new player experience scare them off. You don't make it where they feel overwhelmed and like there's nothing they can do. So this is where we've talked about things like a soft reset and them needing to actually make like part 3 a sort of reboot where they can encapsulate parts 1 and 2 and say they are their own arc. They exist. You can still go back and do them, but they are not required for part 3, and they are not required for current ongoing events. So the idea there being that part 3 story is a soft reboot and allows for maybe an easy and a hard mode so that, new and old players alike can still have like a quality experience, but then it allows the new players to get into the game easy. It allows them to not have to go back and do all of part 1 and part 2. And I know that's something that, like, if you're someone that's read part 1 and part 2, you're like, what the heck, they should have to read it. Like, they're not going to understand. They can write the story in such a way that they do understand. So to me, that's something where it's certainly possible, and it is a major problem that faces, I'm going to say, every long-standing game that has a contiguous story. Look no further than Final Fantasy XIV or World of Warcraft. They all have these problems where eventually the onboarding process becomes too much for new players, and they need to make it where the new player can actually just start from scratch and get to the end game a lot faster. You can't make the new player jump through every hoop that all the veteran players did, or they'll never reach the end game. You have to find a way to skip for them. And the skip is just simply by saying, hey, this content is now optional. It is not required. You start here instead. That's the way you do it. So I would hope that that would be something that they would do and that they would be smart enough to do that. I would hope that that is in their plans, but we'll see. I think if they don't and they truly say, here's part 3, but you have to play all of part 1, all of part 2, all of Ordeal Call, and then finally get to part 3, and then finally not be locked out of events and stuff like that. I hate to say it, I would not recommend new players go through that. That's not a good thing. That makes FGO a very difficult recommendation for people looking to get into it. And I think that's the problem. Like, truly, like, this is, and to give you guys another example of this, telling someone, hey, you should watch One Piece because it's amazing. It doesn't change the fact that One Piece is amazing, but most people are going to sit there and say, that is way too much. I don't have the time. That's a monumental task to overcome. And I understand that. So it's like, to me, it's a similar dilemma here. But what if you can prevent someone from having to read everything? That's the big deal. The impetus for playing part 1 and part 2 should become, wow, all the Saint Quartz and Mat rewards on top of neat story, rather than you can't participate in the new shiny story without it. I agree. I completely agree, Sturge. That is what it should be. It should be, you go back so that you get to experience the amazing stories. You go back because you get the insane rewards. You go back because it allows you to unlock certain features. That's what you do. And if we're really concerned about certain things like, I don't know, let's say like grail casting or something, maybe we unshackle grail casting specifically from part 2, and then we, make it where it's an unlock as well in part 3. So if you already had it, you had it, and if you don't have it, you unlock it there. That's something that you could do. So I think there are ways that they can go about this. There are ways that they can make it easier for onboarding new players and make the experience a much more pleasurable and enjoyable thing, and then allow them to kind of get in there with the more veteran players and actually be going toe-to-toe in the end game. So yes, I actually agree with that, and I've stated that before as well, that, like, I'm shocked that the 1000 quartz thing did not stick long-term as an incentive, and I am shocked that the daily story spin did not stay as a permanent incentive. Those two things do more to further player progression and player retention than any other thing that the devs have done in recent memory. So yeah, you tie in all these insane rewards to the game, and people will do it. That's, as always, any content that you put lucrative benefits behind, players will seek to get those benefits. Sorry, thank you for the 84. Appreciate it, my dude. In chat, can we get some love for Czar? Story freebie roll is odd to be limited. That's lame. Yes, I've been wondering if they would bring it back. I already thought they might bring it back at New Year's, and they didn't. So I'm wondering if they're saving it as like a big incentive here for Annie 11. Or it's like, hey, we've heard you. We know you want it. Here's our big like gift to you at Annie 11. The daily story spin is now permanent. Because that helps out new players. That helps out basically anybody that's like bereft of craft essences and things like that. So like we start talking about some of the players that have been playing for even like just a couple years and they don't have things like a K-Scope or a Black Grail. If you have a daily story summon, eventually they will get those, and that will accelerate the rate and the amount of which they get them. So I think that's a huge change that they could make to absolutely solidify things for people. And I understand too, like, all of this sounds great, and chat's like, yeah, why don't you do this? Where's the downside? Keep in mind, if you're viewing things from the developer's perspective, that not everything is going to be something they want to give away. It definitely will impact their bottom line. It will hurt their ability to make money off of the existing players. But the idea being that if you do these things, it might help you retain new players and therefore get more money out of them. So the idea here is, well, yes, it might cost you a little bit. It's ultimately going to be to your benefit in the end. But that is at least why the devs might not do these things. Also got to go through management. Yes, they have to get things approved of. Okay, let's take a look. I have no idea if there's like special missions right now for me or not. Okay, looks like I've done them all. I've done all my weeklies, so I just have to currently do my dailies. Yeah, let's do the Paris one. Paris is a lot more likely to get used than DR Mid Saber, in my opinion, but we'll see. I'm lazy. I'm just using the loadout from last event. Natural will come down from last year's Annie, yeah. If it's one of the lowest counts of Saint Quartz, I don't think it will be. Truth be told, to understand stuff like that, guys, keep in mind that like the original years of FGO were not that rewarding, because some of the big things that we got back then were things like grails. Like anyone was literally grails exist. Okay, so that's something to keep in mind, that part of the reason that the courts have been going up is because they're not necessarily putting in as robust of like systems in the game anymore. So, and that's been going up over time. I don't expect it'll like go up infinitely, but I do think you can expect, you know, probably another like 500 to 600 courts or something like that. Is it going to be 1,000? No, but it is what it is. Yep. Is it more recent years? Yeah, I mean that could be a thing. Like if we're gonna say that it just is what it is, sure. But I do think it will still be fairly lucrative. Like I think at minimum they know that they have to be a little bit generous because it's expected of them. And if they don't, then people will yell at them. And the last thing they really need is another Annie 9 on their hands. To be fair, excuse me. To be fair, they're not going to have another Annie 9 unless they do something incredibly boneheaded or like reverse a long-standing stance. But nobody will roll the story banner unless it's for views. Yeah, I agree with that, Cag. I think the reason why I say that is because naturally, if you get stuff that is actually beneficial to you in the story banner, that helps you, the player, out. But then because you've been helped out as the player, you now don't necessarily have to actually, like, put forth your courts to devotedly roll for something like that. For instance, like, you may not, like, sit there and have to, like, haul out the wallet and try to go deeper on a banner. Because now all of a sudden you have like a substitute Lancer or something like that that you didn't need to roll for. That's what I mean when I say that it'll affect their bottom line. But yeah, I agree. I actually don't think it would affect it as much as they might think. So we'll see. NA7 was pretty stacked on sand courts, if I remember correctly. Yeah, part of that is because, like, the reward that they chose to give out, just, it resulted in a lot of courts for certain players. Particularly players of, I'm gonna say, like, this stream and this, like, logic of playing the game. Because we are very much, a, like, thorough player that is very completionist with our, like, dailies and things like that. And I've always encouraged you guys to be good about that sort of thing. So I think, like, if you are someone like that, yeah, you got a crap ton of courts. You definitely kept up on your free quests. You definitely kept up on story, that sort of thing. So, like, anything that could have been used to get rid of your advantage just won't happen or affect you. Like, again, when you're a player that's completely done with every piece of content that the game has to offer, you get every reward, if you think about it. As opposed to people that are maybe, like, newer, or they're kind of, like, not playing every day, that sort of thing changes it. Plus, to do a multi instead of all singles. I agree, that would be nice, but I wonder how they would do that on the current UI. And yes, chat, I am truly lazy, as you can see. Character's so cute, yep. Imagine playing the game every day. Yeah. Couldn't be us. To be fair, FGO is not really a bad one to play every day. It can get bad during, obviously, grindy events like lottos and raids, but I think comparatively to most gachas, it really just is like log in, do your 340 AP runs, log the fuck out. And that's not a big problem. I think that's where a lot of gachas end up when you get done with everything. And if you're first starting out in FGO, it's not that way. But I do think, like, yeah, that is ultimately where things end up in FGO. I think the big problem, as we've mentioned before, is like the onboarding for a new player, where you have to, like, sit there and read a bunch at first because you're going through the story and all that. And since story doesn't have pity, you might not get nothing anyways. I can safely say that if you had the free roll for an entire year, you would get something. How useful the thing is, I think, would vary from account to account, right? Like, again, someone's going to get a K-scope that needs a K-scope. Someone's going to get a Black Grail that needs a Black Grail. Someone's going to get an Enkidu that had no Enkidu or something like that. But, yes, I do believe there's at least some logical restrictions. Okay. I am just going to make Blapples here for the rest of this AP, because truly on JP, that's not going to matter. And aside from us doing the GSSR, really don't have too much I have to do at the moment on JP. However, I am going to come in here and check this. I'm just trying to see, is, like, is there anything I desperately need to buy? I think I will buy that and that, but I'm gonna leave the rest hanging. I'm gonna leave the faux pas hanging because it's a little expensive. I'm gonna leave the faux hanging because at the current point in time, I'm not sure I need them, and we will get a double batch between anniversary and next month's reset. However, one thing I do need to do is this. I have not done my grail casting for the month, and we are getting late into the month. Good luck on GSSR. Not sure if I'm gonna roll myself, waiting until Annie to see if it inspires confidence in the future for me. I can understand that. And I do want to say this. I don't want people to take this as like a lack of devotion or anything, because I know that has been perceived as that over the years, but I do think in the future I'm going free to play on FGO across both servers. We've been talking a lot right now about like finances and stuff, and I truly just don't need to be spending money on a video game where it's not like the initial purchase. I don't need to be doing like microtransactions and shit like that. I need to be saving. I need to be planning for the future, that sort of stuff. So it's where I'm currently at the current point in time, is I'm kind of tightening my belt, both, you know, for things like FGO, but also in other ways. I actually just canceled my DirecTV subscription earlier this week, and I have actually, so this was wild. I discovered, and I had been suspecting this for a couple months now, that I had been paying for 2 Amazon Prime accounts. And hilariously enough, I just got that like figured out and canceled it. Literally the next day on Twitter, I saw that Amazon has lost a class action lawsuit to the tune of $2.5 billion over deceptive sign up and cancellation practices involving Amazon Prime. And that's exactly what happened to me. Unfortunately, I am not able to participate in the class action because because basically I had one account logged in at work and one account at home, and I didn't realize they weren't the same account. So, as a result, I ended up using both of them a little bit too much, so I don't actually qualify for the settlement, which is some bullshit, honestly. But yeah, 100%, it's just like, I felt vindicated because I had been telling people, like, yeah, I think I'm signed up for a second account. And people are like, how the hell did that happen? Like, that's it. That can't be a thing. Oh no, it was a fucking thing. So, and it's kind of crazy. But yeah, so like I've been trying to like cut costs here. I think prices are just through the roof right now, and there's a lot of like future stuff we got to pay for. So I am not of the opinion that, again, I need to be like sitting here wailing in this game. Plus, and you guys know this, it's not like my account isn't taken care of. I think the only things that I would even be tempted would be the saber faces, and we'll see how like next week's rolls go and stuff like that. But that may be my last time for a long time if I do. Wait, did I do my second grail casting? Oops, I think I went into the friend. So you're spending every summer. Not if I save. That's just the way things are. Like, FGO, especially for the more veteran accounts, and chat, tell me if I'm wrong here, but for you veterans out there, do you feel like you're spending more or less money now in FGO? I'd be willing to bet that most of you are spending less. And I think some of that can be attributed to like, hey, we don't know what the future of the game is. But I also think that some of that is just straight up like, when your account gets established, you don't have to, right? Like, you're just like, whatever. I have everything I need. Want money, we free to play. Exactly. Yeah, I'm gonna buy that because I at least know on NA that I'm a little bit shy. And I gotta do my grail casting over here. And then we will go do the GSSR back on JP. Oh, ha 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 ha. I have to be careful. I have not done my second and third appends yet. Wait. 4-star and above, huh? It's just because he's time locked. Yeah. I was sitting there, I was like, I'm so confused. What are you why are you telling me 4-star and above? Servants haven't interested me as much as they used to. I farm so much bond, so I got a comfy two pities at the moment. Yeah. And that's kind of how I was, at least going into like these Annie banners and stuff. I'm looking for somebody with an exorbitant amount. Realistically, it's going to be somebody that I'm not going to grail, so let's just take Lubu. He'll be my second grail for now. I do have to go through and do my 4th and 5th append on all my low stars. So I'm looking for people that have like 3,000 coins or more for the grail casting so that I'm not worried about that. There we go. That is yet another grail casting done. Still to this day, I have never missed a grail casting on either server. I have been going at it for months. I think the JP server is the more impressive at this point because somehow, some way, I have managed to stave that off. Oh, whoops. Wrong support. And I'm not trying to like encourage people to like stop spending money or anything. I'm making a personal choice by my own personal factors and decisions. So just keep that in mind. Like, I have, as you guys know, spent money on this game for years. A lot of that has, I'm gonna say, paid for itself thanks to stream. I definitely am net down, I would say. But it's one of those things where it's like, going forward, I need to not keep doing that. Do I need to complete OC2 in order to start OC3? No. This is just me trying to catch up on a backlog. So I will be popping apples to do that. Yeah, this song and then Neko arc just hitting the enemies is that's peak. Oh, 90% there. One of the stars must have gone elsewhere. You do the ordeal calls out of order after the end of part 2. I thought that was the case, but chat was informing me that no, I could not as of, like, I think it was last week when we were talking about this. So that was interesting. Okay. Now we can go do the GSSR. Also, chat, next week I should be collabing with Miss Tutu Kuragi. We're going to be doing our rolls. Should be Wednesday when the banner comes back. Okay. I'm just seeing what's available at the moment. Ah, interesting. I haven't paid attention to the JP banners in so long. And it's not like I don't care so much as it's like I really think last year giving us every possible conceivable banner just made me like dead to it, if that makes sense. Like I just was kind of inundated at this point. Alright, let me pull up the GSSR. Okay. So basically, JP got a GSSR here. This is the one that NA already got. And this is designed basically for clearing Arc 2. It's just extra incentive to do it. I did hear that a unit got added to this that NA did not have because JP is getting it later. I don't know if chat happens to know that one off the top of their head. It's only available for 30 days, according to this. Can't you see in game? Oh, I can. I just don't trust in game banners, and that's a healthy thing that you guys should all have. Never, ever, ever trust the picture that they display. They have lied with that so many times over the years. Looks like it's 12 paid Saint Courts. Only one time, as obvious. Looks like it's Summer Abbey. Summer Abbey is the new one that the old thing didn't have. That's interesting. Looking at this from my JP's perspective, I could really honestly care less about Astolfo here. Benny Enma I do already have on JP. That would be a stronger Benny Enma. Say I already have on JP. I don't really want more Say. Super Ryan. I actually don't have Super Ryan. Super Ryan would be a good pull. Roma I don't have. I'm just gonna go ahead and say that's a good pull. Even though realistically I don't know what I would do with Roma if I got him. Da Vinci, I have a very strong Surfmo on JP already at this point, so yes I could, but Da Vinci would be a little bit of an odd duck. I do believe I have her already, but it's just at NP1, so it would make her stronger. Reigns, I don't want, I already have her. Castoria, this would be at least additional copies of her. Wouldn't be the best role that I could pick up, but my JP doesn't have NP5 of like every single saber face, so it is what it is. Murasaki. I'm trying to remember if my JP has Murasaki or not. I don't believe my JP does. Still useful for the party-wide buff removal resistance, but there's now a couple of other options in that field, so I'm not sure this would be the best pull. Comma, stronger comma is always good. Same thing here. Same thing here. This is already in P5. I love her, but I would not want more at this point. I don't have QSH on JP. That'd probably be a decent pickup. A stronger Mount Nobu there. A stronger Space Ishtar. I probably don't want a stronger King Protea. I could take a stronger Kiara Summer. I really don't want more Abby Summer. I don't need more of Voyager and How. I think How was here that wasn't on the list originally. And this is at least an interesting one. I think I have NP1 of her on JP, so that'd be nice to get a second copy to spruce her up. So this is a pretty mixed bag for me. It is a potluck, but we'll see. So let's go ahead and let's throw it on in. You can see, actually, yeah, there you go. If you press the button, it's going to give you the listing of everyone. There's definitely quite a bit of diversity here, at least. Ironic that there's only one Lancer here. But let's go. Let's see what we have. Is it the same? Interesting then. Well, that took it a hot second to load. Is this already our unit? No. It's just, it did not like whoever we got. Oh man, that's taking a hot second as well. Wonder if the connection to the JP server is not great, because it's not like these are anything remarkable. Yeah, it's like it's pausing hard before every single roll. Fish Stars the JP edition? I don't think it was. The one I heard was How, but we'll see. I'm positive and bad for me on JP. Yes, a lot of the time it's needing to load is why, and it can be your connection to the server is not great. It doesn't necessarily mean you're getting something new. But it's like it's trying to determine the outcome. See, that one went fast. You'd have to check back on the NA one and see who was on it. That took it a hot second again. That was at least a 4-star C. So now we technically have our guaranteed. Just not our guaranteed servant. Yeah, this is weird because I truly have no idea who I'm gonna get. We don't get too many like potluck ones like this nowadays. They're more or less pulling from a pool. Okay, so we get Gold Saber. Is it gonna be Benny? Gold again. Zerker? Hi, Herc. Yeah, as far as I'm concerned, that is the worst possible result from this GSSR, and that is money waste. Astolfo Saber is unfortunately a unit that I will probably never use. I don't hate Astolfo or anything like that, but Astolfo Saber is just a very clunky unit, I feel like. You can use him effectively, but to me, like, in comparison, I would rather use Okita. Okita is just a little bit easier to use and a lot, like... I guess to me, a lot more playable. So, yeah, that's pretty much my worst possible result. My disappointment is immeasurable and my day is ruined. He's got one whole Buster card like Geronimo. Yes, and a skill that buffs that Buster card. Also like Geronimo. Hence the, yeah, I'm not really sure what they were doing with his loadout. I got Benny, so she's MP2. See, I would have rather had Benny. Noah's up? Yeah. Noah is, in fact, up. That was our GSSR on JP. Pretty much done on that side of things for right now. As you guys can see, we're up against the time lock on NA. The story's been very good so far. I've been enjoying it. There's definitely, and I'm feeling this a lot now in summer events. Chat can tell me if I'm wrong, but there is just a lot of like dead time where it's clearly designed to give you like FaceTime with the individual servants so that you care more about them. But to me, it's like it's so forced and obvious, and I feel like it's not engaging. And that's not a problem just with this event. That's a problem with pretty much the past couple summer events we've had. Have I already? Can you already complete the NA event? No, no. We are literally time locked until tonight, and then we should get the 90 plus plus. Should get the CQ, all that jazz. It very much feels like a prologue to OC3. It is. full stop. It is a prologue to Ordeal Call 3's events. Have I bought all of my C's? Yes. I am going to need Golden Cauldron, so we'll just go ahead and buy that. Kind of getting everything I can out of the event. Again, you guys have plenty of time to complete this event, so it is not a like huge requirement right now to like rush things or anything like that. That is part of the reason that I am gonna be doing OC2, is because I truly know, like, yeah, it's not the end of the world if I don't complete the event on time or something. Hmm. Yep, need more ice. Flaws. The night metals. And you can see most of you guys rolled like me, so you already pretty much just have stuff in hand for the current loadouts. So, like, yeah, I'm literally on the last material for each of the 3 currencies. Hello, I. Chat, let me be right back. One more second, chat. Okay, sorry about that, guys. Since we are going to be doing OC3 starting now, I asked I asked Kiki to make me some tea. When is the next summer banner? Next summer banner is next Wednesday, and that's when I'll be rolling with Tutu as well. Okay. Go to Ordeal Call. And OC3. Yeah. We also get OC3 the same day. Okay. I still have not done Aqua Olga either. I know, Chad, I know. So these are all on my list of things to do when I have a moment. Okay, so as you guys can see, I think I was at section 3. I definitely played and read some up until this point, but I don't know how much I remember. So we'll go ahead and start. We'll see if I can get back in. And technically we're going to need to do blah 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 Saberface only, but that's going to be a little bit difficult with this one because while I have done Saberface only for every other thing, this one forces only Avengers. So we'll have to see. Like, this is one where I can't guarantee just due to the class specific gimmick. Non-Avengers do less damage, yeah. I think this is also the first time I've fought something in this ordeal call. Like, I think chapters 1 and 2 were all, like, prologue and stuff and leading up to this point. Tokyo. Yeah, chat, do you want me to turn on the music? I always find the pronoun thing here weird. There, at your shadow. I always love this theme song. I was gonna say that's some Lobo level shit. Simple summon. Avenger can't be selected. Okay. Well, let's create a new lineup. Edit party. Clear all. Yoink. Okay, so I can't set an Avenger and I can only use Saber Faces. Well, this makes this easy. Oh no, what will I do? I will loop things. Yeah, so if any of you guys have never watched me do story before, I usually do what's known as a Saberface only run. That is, I only can use my Saberface servants. They're always the ones that have the stars around them. The only exceptions that I make to this are specifically, if we look, Yamato Takaru is specifically stated in the interviews and stuff leading up to Samurai Remnant to be a Saberface. For some odd reason, when Takaru comes into FGO, they did not give Takaru the Saberface trait. So it is the way it is. Same thing, I also choose to say that Arthur is one. But those are the only two actual exceptions that I use. Because to me, it's like, they're actually Saberfaces, so let's go with this. So that's the only things that I can use. The exceptions being, I I can use story units that are forced on me simply because they're forced on me. Like, if not, you wouldn't be able to get out of, like, I don't even think, like, I think even in Fuyuki you have forced units. So, it just is the way that it is. Okay? In the interim, let's just plug in some bonding for now. Usually as fights get more difficult, we end up having to switch things around, but it is what it is. Go with the Masaki uniform just so that I have an opportunity to complete it. Have I done Bunny's buff? I have not, actually. That's a great point. I need to try to do that on my own time. I literally saw it the other day and I was like, oh yeah, that came here. And I was like, I need to get that done. I haven't done it. Okay, so I should have gone with an AoE instead of a single target. Or a single target instead of an AoE. Is it Fragment D? Either way. Let things take their natural progression here. And it's wild due to the drain. I feel like I haven't seen a Castoria that had 0 charge in a long time. It's Apollo Saberface. That I don't know enough about. I'm still in the process of watching Strange Fate. Currently, our ongoing stuff is we just finished Season 2 of Wednesday. We are... actually, we just finished Season 2 of Ruby as well. We're in Season 3 now. And we are also watching Strange Fate on the side, so... Those are like the 3 shows that we're currently into at the moment. The most, I'd say. Okay, this will finish him off regardless. Yeah, Ruby's been interesting. It's actually been really cool seeing, like, not only how jank it was in the beginning, but also, like, how well the world and story was crafted, even from, like, day one. King Ruby ended after Season 3, so much potential wasted. That bad, huh? Yeah, I mean, I have several friends that have watched Ruby all the way through, so I'll definitely give it a watch through. But you can see where the vision is, at least in these first. Hello, Angora. This is a dream. Oh shit. Be back. Done. No, I want to say his name a third time. Refuses to. I am glad that they're at least broaching this here in OC2, because this was something that I had wondered for all of Lost Belt. If you guys remember, pretty much we never saw Dante throughout Lost Belt at all. And he is seemingly the protector of our mind. So that was like, why? Like what happened there? Like, and we never really got an answer to that. This is kind of answering that. Chat, who's that Pokemon? It's Kama? Yeah, that's who it is. Jigglypuff scene from above. Yeah.
突然ですが、先輩はスイカに塩をかけ、今回も
And again, I'm sorry I've already done like the first 3 chapters for you guys, but I know most of you guys have already done this anyways, so it is what it is. Uruta, not Ota. Question mark? Red hair, but he's a red camel, yes. Well, that's best friend. Himiko? Look like Himiko. Yeah. I won't touch it yet.
Bring your tongue again.
So, let's see. Go to an arcade. Osaka Behime? What? What? That does not. Okay. I was gonna say, it's like, that does not look like Osaka Behime. But it's because they changed her hair. I was like, what the heck, dude? Osaka Behimiko, yes. I feel like we're being gaslit, chat. Ando Ricardo. Osaka Behimiko. Oh, chat, I thought you were joking. I didn't even realize that that actually was the name. BB Dubai is next week. Yeah, it's definitely too hot. Oh, chat, no wonder this is pre-COVID. No wonder this looks so idyllic. I like how they know the truth and they're just gaslighting themselves into not knowing it. But yeah, Banner 2's next Wednesday alongside OC3. Did I see the HSRX Fate Part 2 trailer? I saw it was announced. I started watching the trailer on Twitter and then just stopped because I realized I didn't care. And it just keeps making me laugh because at this point, the best thing to happen to Honkai Star Rail is Fate Grand Order. Because Fate Grand Order is the entire reason Honkai Star Rail exists, and it's also the most profitable thing in Honkai Star Rail. And I find it fucking hilarious. I feel bad for the translators having to translate this over and over again. You know that had to suck. Chat, I realized this isn't Ordeal Call 2. This is Doki Doki Literature Club 2. Just getting that feeling, right? I still don't understand if it's Rin, Ishtar, or Space Ishtar in the Honkai Star Rail trailer. You don't need to understand. You just need to simp and throw money at it. That's exactly what they want you to do. Consume more. Oh. Microcosmos. Ah. By the way, chat, I don't know if you guys picked up on this. This is literally a title drop. Okay? Because if the world inside of a person is a microcosmos, that then means that a body is a cosmos. AKA a cosmos in the Lost Belt. So, even if you didn't already understand what happened in, like, LB7 and stuff, they're literally title dropping for you the explanation of why Part 2 is called what it is. And it's also hinting at further things with like Ordeal Call 4 and the end of Arc 2. So just keep that in mind. And Dante's is here. See, there you go. If the physical world ruled by time and space is a macrocosmos, then a truly boundless celestial body freed from unyielding bonds of time and space would be a true microcosmos. An existential threat. You define the end of the world. Ah, damn. Today is curry day. This is also giving very Sakura vibes. As like, you're just gonna go on living in this idyllic state with her. Oh god. Okay, I was gonna say, please tell me that's not our child. Auntie is in the kitchen. Oh boy. Daddy study. Oh! No. Why is it phrased this way? So mommy, daddy, and auntie are here. Unless Kyrie is referring to mom as auntie. Okay, I don't know why I didn't accept this. Do I have game sound effects turned off? I do. Nice to meet you. The mommy, yeah. Unless it's also Da Daddy, because we know that Da Vinci is a dude. Familiar nostalgic hybrid there. Interesting. A dream. Yeah, the key to being a good conversationalist is to just say the same thing right back to someone with a question. That's how you know. Say the same thing, but as a question? Yes. Exactly. Also like how I had to pop bronze apples at the beginning of this, and I haven't used a single AP since that. Toast or rice? Sunny side up eggs and sauce. Oh. Rice. Okay. Yeah, JP got the start dash GSSR that NA already had. It's very funny that they're trying to like slice of life this, and they're trying to almost go back to Fate's roots. Like, it's so funny how thick they're laying it on. Shipping is deep in my soul. Damn, this is like Twitter and Reddit combined. Heavy devotion, yes. Are we gonna get a speed scene? Nope. Oh, this is clearly a delinquent high school. Restrain your urge to splutter.
Mr. Salier.
Amatsuka Senpai from the senior class. Oh my god. Yeah? Mozart looks so different, yeah. I think I'm gonna have to go back and read the first two chapters, because I did it a couple months ago when this came out, and I feel like I'm not remembering everything for how we got onboarded. Oh my god. Look, chat, it's... I know who you're all thinking this is, but it's actually Misty from Pokemon. Yeah, it's Misty when she's older and she's a, like, gym trainer, right? Oh, shiny. Why are we playing the villain sound? It's definitely a lot of story. It's like 80% dialogue. Yeah, and I do remember that. Like, actually playing through OC2 did not take long on JP, but there were definitely like 23 chapters to this, so you knew there was a lot. There was a lot of 0 AP. Maybe. $26? Jesus. LB6 felt longer. LB6, to my knowledge, is still the longest story. Oh no. It's Little Red Riding Hood. I still think that some of these should be released as, like, outfits, like skins for the characters. The pleasures are mine. Oh, finally. All the way to the end of chapter 4 before I spend more AP. Worst part is I'm pretty sure I know what this fight is. Blasted with Marie particles. They should make a spin-off High School Fate game. I mean, they certainly could. I think part of what makes Fate special is, like, the actual relationships that you have with the characters. And, like, it's like, these are servants. This is not natural. If these were just normal characters, I'm not going to say the writing's bad or anything, but it wouldn't be as special, if that makes any sense. Like, we definitely have our slice of life moments in the Fate visual novel and everything, but they are often treated as the in-between moment. That's the downer between the excitement. It's the reprieve. It's the return to normalcy that's provided as a contrast. Is that the proper usage of juxtaposition? I don't remember. Yeah, just that, like, the conflicting between, like, the nighttime Holy Grail war battles and the daytime slice of life at school and home, that's a juxtaposition. Like, and it's designed on purpose to pace things out and to give you that reprieve. It's also what makes the crazy stuff happening in the Grail War so much more crazy seeming, because you have this comparatively slow life that's right there in front of you. Oh, I thought he was gonna go JoJo. Going home and cooking food. Yeah, exactly. You're just built diff, yeah.
みんなついてきて。運命をかけた戦いであればやだな。
This is 3 turns, yep. Oh, right, it's also recharge. Shibata.
思ったより負荷が。
And then this is the critical strength, yeah. Okay, hopefully she doesn't stun herself, but we all know that's gonna happen just to piss me off.
ただ誠の一文字とともに。そう、今がその時なのです。貫け、早急三段付け。
Okay, she didn't. Thank God.
か乱します。遅い。M ドライブオーバーパー。ジェット天然微心流の真髄受けるがよい。負けなやります。
But yeah, I feel like that's partially what makes the visual novel special, is that juxtaposition. Don't get me wrong, not every single one's that way, but I'm not gonna say they can't do a successful, like, slice of life, high school type deal, but they would need to make it interesting, like, beyond just it being slice of life. And to be fair, that's my take, right? Like, some of you guys may just enjoy that. For me personally, I prefer when things aren't just slice of life. I can't usually watch an anime that's just slice of life. It has to be comedy, or it has to be, like, interwoven with some other, like, type of drama or things to actually, like, hold my attention. Surprised I haven't done OC2 already? Yeah, OC2, like I said, OC2 happened basically at a point of my real life stuff going on where I just really didn't have the time to cover it, and I knew it was not a requirement for quite a while. Like, it basically, chat, I don't have to have OC2 done until we're knocking on the door to OC4. Does anyone remember when OC4 is? Beginning of next year, yeah. So, like, I knew I wasn't needing to be in a rush. I did want it done more than anything, just so I'd have access to the nodes and stuff for it, because at least the flowers from OC2 are somewhat good as far as materials go. But I also feel like so hear me out, chat. Tell me if I'm wrong. If we had Fate set in the, like, in a high school setting, would it not just be Persona at that point? It's just you and me. This is interesting because I'm wondering if the narrator at this point is just Dante's inside of us. And I wonder if Dante's is just getting lost in our inner cosmos. I don't think it'll have the cultural plot lines that Persona has. Oh yeah, I agree with that. I'm just saying, largely I feel like the feel of it would be very similar. Because you would have people in high school, someone would have some sort of powers, right? Like, so either that would be like a mage with magecraft, or it would be like honestly, in that regard, I'd rather see them almost go like the Harry Potter route, where we have a game set in the clock tower. Uh-huh. Well, that was a thing. Yep. This kind of proves that it's Dante's. He's just inside of us. Time. One for each trial, one for each vengeance. One for each. Every blast of the trumpet, Freya will visit you in the form of a servant. Where have I heard something like this before? Yep. It's interesting that they basically turned the tower into an actual, like, story chapter. Whether the seventh and final comes is up to us. Steel armor, despair, and wrath. Yep. Good luck predicting this. Yeah, like, imagine predicting that it's gonna be Burrito Mart. Shop smart, shop Burrito Mart, yes. She is now... She would not survive 2 seconds. This is being told to us by a fractured man. First trials upon us, the Night of Wrath has materialized a Wayland fortress. She is the first Burrito Mart, not the second one, who knows nothing of the world-consuming flame. As an ultra, she is truly impregnable. She is a truly impregnable stronghold, stalwart without equal. I wonder, how will she fight back? How will she surpass her? And as she is now, she would not survive 2 seconds. So she must mean us, like, since my character is female. Not when all the first 6 trials are trials of... Not when all the first 6 trials are trials of soulless, heartless, love-forsaken flame. He knows very well how to fight. Okay, so I'm wondering if the fractured man is the Count. And I'm wondering if the flickering shadow is Ardantes. You'll never be led astray no matter your attempts at deception. You can invite her into a false home and bury her in false love all you like. No matter how much she is hurt or how hard she struggles, she will press onward and not lose her way. Or have you forgotten how she already conquered the 7 sins back in prison? Okay, yeah, so... And I'm not remembering how we got here. I'm not remembering the first 2 chapters. But this is making it seem like the world we are in is basically... I'm going to call him TC for the Count and D for Dantes. The world we are in is Dantes' inner world. At least that's the way this is seeming. It's like Wayne's World, but instead it's Dantes. 7 fragments of our broken souls. And then it could be too. It could be that we're in a dream, and maybe like because masters and servants have the whole dream connection. Maybe somehow we are like. Maybe somehow we are in Dante's dream. We would have no more idea of what's going on now or how we got here. Okay, so correct me if I'm wrong, but the first 2 chapters all happen aboard the ship, right, chat? Like, so chapter 3 started out with suddenly we are in the singularity. Yes, okay. That explains why I feel like I'm lost. Okay, thank you. Thank you for confirming that, chat. Because I was like, man, I just don't remember how we got here, and it's because I don't remember. It was never told to me. So I just stopped at a really weird stopping point, basically. It's moving around. Weirdly close by. So it's a microcosmos. Basically, it's. Can you run another concurrent scan to triple check for us? Yeah. Essentially, it is. The singularity is inside of us. Oh, that's so evil. Well, if you think about it, right? Unfortunately, it's debatable as to whether the physical size of the singularity is in relation to its effect on humanity. Well, that's easy. Target the last mage of humanity. Boom, there you go. We are and always have been the weak link for all of the effort to restore humanity. If something happens to the master, game over. Also, Kitsune, I don't know if you're in chat, but I didn't see what you sent me. But it's not a problem. It's because Dantes is the anomaly here. Dantes is hiding in our shadow. AKA, he's always been in our mind, and Dantes has been guarding our mind, so this is... The Fractured Man must be the Count, because the Count is part of Dantes, and the Fractured Man is targeting Dantes himself because of that connection, and he's abusing that connection to get at us. Booyah! And again, so chat, I like how this is getting brought up right now, but this is something that if you've been paying attention, if you've been reading Lost Belt, you have been wondering this all along. Like, why were so many attacks seemingly able to, like, get through and happen to us directly as the Master, when Dantes is supposed to be there guarding our mind? it's kind of the same question we had about Merlin until LV6. Like, where was Merlin? Like, why was Merlin not bailing us out and saving us, considering all the events that happened at Chapter 6 and Chapter 7? Like... What is interesting is if all of this is either inside Dante's head or inside our head, it's crazy that we're gonna be able to, like, summon. And I assume the enclosing fire here, that's literally the inferno of Dante's. It's the burning vengeance that he's feeling. Or again, the Count. Look, chat, it's Samus Aran. So we literally got warped to Burrito Mart. Yeah, it's weird to have a servant summon a master instead of a master summon a servant. That already just tells you everything in this world's backwards. Lemonade, thank you for the 52. Appreciate it, bud. Nope. We lose. The nightmare thing at LB6 is like, where's Dante's? Yep. Anniversary heroic servant see you with tickets. Sorry to hear that. And I am drugs. What's up, Vin? I have a post-it note on it, yeah. I usually get them as soon as the ones that I want are available. Okay, I don't remember there being ads in this. Decisive battle at certain times of the map, and battle with a real Call to the escape from Ed. Also, id's a huge hint anyways. You'll still be able to use the master skills associated with the mystic code you have equipped during battle. Okay. So it's just the appearance is all they're telling you. Now, the thing about this is obviously we could take a Moon Cancer. The problem with that is there is no Saber Face Moon Cancer, so we are restricted to... Oh no. I forgot I can't yet. Well, that's gonna be great. Let's see. This may be a Berserker situation then. That's a bit spicy. I think we're gonna give her Sweet Crystal just to be on the safe side. Move this. What would I like on the back line? Maybe a Squirtle? Well, Saber Faces, this is how I roll, baby. We only do Saber Faces for story. If I can afford it. Oh boy, that's gonna be a little rough. Increase resistance to all attacks. Okay, so this... We may have to go back to the drawing board. I did remember this fight was Breedomart, but I did not remember all the resistance. Having Castoria does make Saberface run a lot easier. Yes, but I have earned the right to use Castoria, because, keep in mind, chat, I did all story while it was actually relevant. So, like, for instance, there has not been a new Saberface released that would help me with the story, chat. Right? That means that I did... Oh my god! 12! No! Okay, hold on, let's... sorry, I have to pull the plug on that just to get that to go away. That means that we're gonna have to go hit some other people here, lest I die. Anyways, what I was saying was that, like, I've earned the right because I had to go through, like, all of LB5 with Saberface only. Back when Castoria didn't exist. Right? So, like, yeah, there were, like, some legitimately hard fights. Which version of Artoria do you think they might fill said class with? I mean, like, you have something out there. I guess let's try over here. Let's see if I can... Actually, we'll kill the Lancer, because Lancer could be a actual problem. And we'll just go support here. I feel like Moon Cancer's a difficult one. And the only one I can think of is, like, maybe they could, like, rope in that, like, master version of Artoria. I don't know what the hell they would do for Moon Cancer. They would have to come up with something completely on its own, I would think. Okay, Invincible's a non-problem. I just don't know, like, is there a point where I'm going to be able to kill off these sad enemies? Everything story just doing fights. I'm reading. Chat, do you guys want me to turn sound effects back on? Yes? Wait, is it there? Oh no. Going back down to 1. Yeah. God, it's been forever since I've heard the sound effects. Are they still delayed? You'd have to tell me. I don't feel like that was delayed. At least not right now. Okay, so we managed to eventually card out that knight. So now it's just Breedomart with just Breedomart's abilities. I don't know if that has helped me in any way. I don't know if that has reduced Breedomart's capability.
最果ての島罪の都最後の竜は我が胸に集う円卓の守護者たちラウンドオブ
Yeah, how the delay fixed itself, I have no freaking idea.
最果ての幼い
You seem to do X or double X's moon cancer. That would probably be one of the better choices.
今の私は走っています胸に宿る星の鼓動ホープビルキャメロット羽のように
Chat, please tell me this is like a turn-based fight. Okay, thank God. I was like, hold on, man. Like, how the heck am I supposed to do this? Or trade from extra-related games? I guess, yeah, that would be another option. Okay, now this is a Saber and a Berserker. So I guess we just go like that? This must be a reprieve. Simple summons are still a struggle. Okay, that's interesting. So at least that's providing us some context that there is some resistance here, that we're not just able to do what we want without a little bit of effort, right? Continue to fight or fall back for now. Does this make me die? Directly at her. Damn. Plot convenient mash. Oh, high intervention. The real question is this actually MASH? Like, we assume not. This is our mind's interpretation of MASH. Or it's someone faking. Yuji, thank you for the prime. Appreciate it, my dude. Yeah, can we get some love for our newest sub to the channel? Enjoy your emotes and welcome. The new Sherlock Holmes. It's some kind of wind instrument? Oh, the horn. It makes you think that there were other people, but those were just shadows and only the servants are actually here. Yeah, Avenger would be an easy one, I feel like. Any altar would qualify. Heck, I've even said before that like Mordred makes a really good Avenger possibility. Let me at her. Oh, are we getting pulled back again? Or is it just another flame? Yeah. Oh. Bromies! Dude, I get that their shit's all, like, beat up, but holy crap, how the fuck are you supposed to use that sword? Bring it! Damn, our character's so badass. Okay, so they actually have the resistance. See how much our character can do.
丸みアドは最初ですよ。行きましょう。圧倒します。
そうですよ。
さあ、行きますよ。聖女より大いなる海の恵みをお届けです。ホップステップグレートオーシャンでオセアンベリグレス。
ホップステップグレートオーシ
ャン。それ。輝き。
Okay, so we ended up with the Blazing Flame, not all the way dead, but should be dead here. And she at least took out the sabers, which is really what we were after. So this is going to turn this node into an easy enough fight.
しいものですね。皆さんのおかげです。
Ba-ba-dum-ba-ba. How lengthy is OC3? OC3's... I don't think it's as long as OC2 if I remember correctly, but it's still decent length. Okay, so another Saber, so can't set Avengers. So I'm gonna guess that this is just more cronies, at least for now. It's 3 parts. Yeah, that's the other thing. OC3 is broken up in terms of time, so you will pretty much just sit there at like time lock each segment. She's gonna full refund, so I'm just gonna pop everything. Just so that she has all the power. Is Avenger stand no chance against your Saber faces? I mean, that's definitely up for debate. Especially because I do know about the final battle. The final battle in this singularity is, in my opinion, the hardest. So we'll see. I do remember thinking that fight was going to be a pushover, and that it was annoyingly difficult on JP. Now, I also did it, like, when it was fresh. There was not, like, guides. I don't know if there is a simple solution to it. And we'll just have to see. We'll have to see what I can string together with Saber Faces. Because the problem I'm going to have is the only Avenger available to me is literally Jalter. So... And while that is a very good one, that definitely has some limits. Giving orders to those shadows that slew the fire creature and people in armor. Time stopped? Oh shit. I like how I'm delivering the, like, yeah, I'm just gonna go die line. Why the hell do you look like you're going off to war? I like this because it definitely speaks to, like, the switch that gets flipped when we go from being, you know, slice of life, everything's fine, to there's an emergency, there's a crisis, there is a battle ahead, and you just immediately, like, go, like, hardcore. Normal people seeing the Master in action, yeah. And honestly, I feel like that would actually be cool. That's where I'm hoping, like, a part 3 leads us to, like, the clock tower, or some sort of, like, future where it's like, people can actually appreciate just how unflappable the Master is at this point. Like, and I know that's definitely going to come into question in the future here. And there have been points even in like LB7 where it was called into question. But like, you have to consider everything that the Master's been through, and that there's just no way a normal person could go through any of this. Commence slaughter. Murder, death, kill. You first! Hell yeah! Probably just muscle memory, yep. Clock Tower Snape to get us... Dude, but chat, don't you want that? Don't you want to, like, get to the clock tower and, like, go through the paces, and then, like, there's that one teacher that thinks that you aren't shit and has it out for you? Like, wouldn't that be amazing? And then you get to just show them, like, in the end, like, nah, fam, I have saved the world, like, so many times over. Hold my beer. Oruta. Huh. So I'm wondering if this is Alter has now made it into our singularity, or I'm wondering if the pressure of the situation has forced Oruta to awaken. Managed to materialize. We're possessing our isotopic counterparts in this world. Lost contact with Chaldea. Okay, and that's what we figured. Non-teacher cell here. So is this meaning now we have access to Avengers? Really needed the vacation that they're having, yeah. Lamenting exterior. Time to go on the attack! Huzzah! Okay, chapter 6, begin. I can only... Oh, if there are multiple, Salieri is the better option. However, chat, do you agree that because Jalter is here, I kind of need to go with Jalter? In battles, except for certain parts of Ordeal, called 2 Avenger-class servants receive a powerful buff effect. This effect is also taken into account by the auto-set feature, prioritizing classes that deal more damage. Horde NPC Avengers will receive even more powerful effects, so make good use of them. I will put Jarcher back here just as a, like, safety net. Yeah, John is gonna feast in this one. To be fair, in a weird way, Janu has gotten me through some of the hardest, like, fights in the Saberface only runs. Like, again, we were talking about LB5. One of the hardest battles that I have had to do of the entire Saberface run was in LB5. And it was against the Beast in LB5. And if chat remembers, I had to do that with double OG Janu and a Squirtoria. That's how I survived that fight. It was so insane. Wait, do I have... I do have the buff. I didn't remember if NA had it yet or not. Okay. Does the support have it? No. Fuck you, game. Piece of frickin' garbage. Okay, so my Janu do be having stuff, though. So I could have gone with the Mighty Chain there. It may have been better just for the stars. But I like the odds of a double arts. I love her animation update, man. It's so good. I feel like I haven't gotten to see Jalter card in a hot second. I can go with double Buster there, but I think we use the other Jalter's quick card here to generate some stars. Ah, she didn't quite kill. Damn. I should have popped her her crit buff. But that's okay. We have 40 stars. And now I have all the capability in the world. So we'll let her do the do. NA got it a few months early, yeah. And that's why, like, stuff like that, I know chat probably thinks, like, oh, how does CAD not know this? CAD like, has known all this stuff for years. It's like, giving NA stuff early and the two servers becoming rather blended in terms of their capabilities is why I have such a hard time remembering now. And I have to ask you guys sometimes because trying to keep it all straight in my head between those servers is impossible at this point. It used to be possible. Now it's not. There's so many characters, so many upgrades, so much quality of life that's happened that, like, yeah, it's a statistical impossibility to keep it in my head. Burn, baby, burn. Disco Inferno. Well, not me, technically, but we're basically the same person. I actually really like this. This is a little bit of a parallel to Apocrypha with John there and how she's possessing the girl. And you kind of see the same, like, thing going on here. This is John Alter manifesting out of somebody that is very similar. So I actually like that they've done that in parallel to Apocrypha. And I just got the one for Tomoe Saber. Yeah, I need to do hers as well. I definitely did one of the anniversary buffs that came out, but I don't remember which one I did. Yeah, by possessing these people. Interesting. The hollow fragment. This definitely speaks that, like, this is a little bit of a dream or an inner world. But this is really cool. I actually, like, low-key chat, I actually hope this is a dream. This is all in our head. Because it's like that idea of, like, you control your dreams and, like, yeah, some shit's happening, but, like, the master is fighting it to get control of it, and they're getting stronger. Despite the obstacles being put in the way. Music direction seems even better than before. I mean, hey, it's what it is. For your ability to provide your servants with magical energy, which will temporarily increase the power of adventure class servants' attacks. Yep. Attack strength bonus, then your own servants and support servants. Okay, so NPCs are technically better. Jinro? Wait, what's Jinro? Okay, we'll take Zelfer. We'll go right in. Anime film tied to a manga series? Interesting. I've never heard of it. Decent live action. Okay, now chat. Now I know you're just yanking my chain. Damn it! Oh, I'm not gonna scuff it. I should be able to make it through this. This is just a last enough time fight, I assume. I'm not gonna pop the Buster up on the support. Easily takes it out. This should allow us to crit down the Blazing Flame. I am Flaming Dragon! I know it's gonna happen again if I do it that way, so we're just not gonna bother. Or did I not crit on that first one? I don't remember. The crit did fall short? Okay, that's what I thought. Why not? Oh, I don't have the crit damage buff. Ah, annoying. It's so close. I should have gone triple buster. %98 is just evil game. You know what you did, and you know why you did it. And I hate you for it. %98 again. Also ironic because Castoria doesn't have the dragon trait. So this just is the way it is. Kako, thank you for the follow, welcome. I picked the slowest way to do this. I should have just looped this shit with Charger. There we go. I figured it was a turn-based thing anyways. I keep forgetting that she doesn't have the dragon trait. Yeah, it's because she has the Fey trait instead. Actually, I could have looped with Salieri too. But Saber Face only rules, so. She's so weirdly durable. When does the trait actually show up and be relevant? I mean, technically, Mabe can buff Faye, but realistically, it's only a thing for like LV6. Listen to my song. Yeah, usually traits exist in the game for like 1 or 2 reasons at this point, like at least newer traits. The old school traits naturally matter, but okay, so we do have multiple here. Just debating how I want to go about this. I do also happen to know that she does have invulnerability thanks to that first fight, so sweet crystal it is. I could certainly Draco my way into this. But there being a Lancer here does hurt me running in here with Jarcher a little bit. I could honestly try to like surf mode them down. How do we do this? I'm so close. I'm gonna keep it on. This may be to my detriment. I should absolutely be using Plug Suit, but... Surprised you didn't comment much on Burrito Mart? In what way? Okay, I have multiple enemies to get through first. This could be a little bit of a problem. Because I certainly don't want to sit here just utilizing all my capability. Please kill with the extra. Thank God. I will stagger, but I doubt this will matter. And actually, I should have backloaded the Buster. Yeah, that may have cost me that kill, but whatever. Yeah, see, they're just gonna whittle me down. This is gonna be kind of rough. Like, Jalter can absolutely carry us, but I have no healing capability really on the Saber Faces, and that's always been a issue of theirs. Or am I just fighting my way to Burrito Mart and I don't have to actually face Burrito Mart? Because if that's the case, I don't really need to hold back. And I'm beginning to wonder that at this point. And no, there was an Avenger in this node, so... I'm not entirely insane. Yeah, that at least gets it down to 2 actions, but... Yeah, that's just beginning to hurt, dude.
黄昏の時を再び誇りにかけて最果ての島罪の都最後の竜は我がの任集え円卓の守護者たち
I mean, I did say earlier, Phoenix, I don't remember the first, like,
足を
two
狙います
chapters, because it's been, like, months since I did it. See the structure of a node before the battle? Yeah. Of course you would. That's why they won't do it, because it will defeat the point of question mark battles being a thing, which I personally hate, but the devs seem to love.
燃え狂いなさい吹っ飛べなめんな炎の中で踊るつもり
Okay. Fucking oof, man. 9 turns in. Here we go.
早立てですカルウェナありえざる妖精の王者最果て
The full charge on break bar since I go into story fights blind. Yeah. I haven't looked up a guide or anything for this, so I have no idea what she's about to do to me other than, like, my remembrance of the fight when I did it on JP. And I'll be honest, I don't remember it very well. Truthfully, I kind of cruised through OC2 until the final battle. Better bring Rita first. Yeah, I mean, I picked up on that, but there's nothing I can really say on that without knowing more at the current point in time.
熱を帯びなさいマルミアドワーズありえざる妖精の王者
I probably would have been better served to do a Castoria Arts card there, but whatever.
最後の竜は我がの任
I get the feeling this is a break the break bar in the fight ends, since it was a 3-wave node.
我が復讐の炎我が王鵬の炎ただれた像で串刺しにするわラブロンドメントデュヘイン
Your wailing cannot pierce my armor. Thank God. Yeah, usually if there's something like there's a lot of information presented to us whenever we read story. I can hypothesize about things, but if they really have just given you like a crumb and that's all there is, I don't talk about it because it's like I'm waiting for more info before I go like, ah, that's what they meant. Like, I love Sally's design. It's so cool, dude. He's got break bars. Okay, well, we can hurt her in other ways. We can just say mean things to her. We can call her a Samus wannabe. Okay, so this is clearly the mother of Breedamart. So the Breedamart that we get in FGO is actually the daughter of Breedamart, not the true Breedamart. And this is, if it is truly the first, this is the mother. So that's what's going on here. And I wasn't sure if that's what they were implying with it, or they were trying to say it's like, this is an altar or something like that. But yeah. She mentions inheriting the name in her event, doesn't she? Yes. Palette swapped, yeah. It's alright, Kyrie, just let it happen. That's not fair! It should have been me, not her! As I'm sure half of chat is saying to themselves when they read this part. Super Justice Bomb, yeah. You jumped? Super jump. Ah. Interesting. Hence the part about like the Mystic Code's appearance that we were wearing. that the game told us earlier. I like how they actually built that into the story.
Did you do it?
Yeah, I'm wondering if this is actually going to end up being the Count, and the Count's trying to influence to go through the paces. That or he is truly just a hollowed variant. Yeah, is Breedamart coming? She flying. It's a bird. It's a plane. It's... I don't have a big sister. Wait, maybe he's trying to piss Alter off so that she powers up. The whale that will be your end. It just reads smoother. It's probably just who wrote it. That's cool. Oh, interesting. Awesome. Yep, Tyra. I'd be willing to bet Nasu didn't write the summer event. It doesn't drag on long enough for it to be Nasu's work. But maybe he did, I don't know. He wrote OC3. I just don't remember if he wrote Summer or not. Okay. We're at least gonna get through the first of the 7 trials tonight. Pursue tomorrow. Yeah, so they're wanting to turn us into an Avenger. And I think the idea at play here is that, like, yeah, a warrior seeks tomorrow. He's fighting for a better tomorrow. But an Avenger just wants vengeance. They are blinded by their hatred, by their need for revenge. They do not think of tomorrow. They only think of their goal. This is interesting. My understanding is she should not be a Tamlin if it's truly Mom. And that it was only that Burrito Mart got it because she adopted the name. So that's at least a little interesting. Summer was co-written by an unnamed writer, so that's that. I mean, and that's fine. Like, it's definitely something that, like, we know Nasu probably oversighted it regardless of whether or not he wrote it. Interesting that you don't get Tyra, or is Tyra a forced? Yes. Critical or extra attacks, they can temporarily nullify to a collapse state. Okay. And we're gonna manually set up. What is the support Tyra? NP3. What is my Tyra? E1. And I don't even have her skills max, so I think we go with the support MP3. We go with Jalter. Again, we know that we need Invuln and Pierce here, which is going to be a little bit of a problem. I guess technically I could do Sure Hit, but it is what it is. Oh, there are still ads. Oh my god. The ads are just so annoying for this. I think for this, we switch back to a plug suit. Just so I have it as an option. Floors are for whales after all. Oh my god, dude. I still can't believe some of the, like, actual smooth brain takes I've seen over the years. She got all 5 cards. So we're inverting that so I can get the most stars possible. Because really, this is just about the extra attack stunning Burrito. Well, we also had the idea that, like, the coin system was for whales and stuff. And while there's at least, like, reasoning behind that, I still largely disagree with it. Like, yes, the best way of getting more coins is to roll. Don't get me wrong. But utilizing the system was not, like, a whale-only thing. I think they just... That's the one system where I'm like, hey, you kind of fucked that one up. Oh my... How did I end up on the second enemy? How? And the worst part is thinking back, I heard it change. And I'm just like, no. Later, Steve. Have a good one, bud. I truly don't understand how shit like that happens. Okay. Because, like, I was sitting there targeting her and, like, trying to think about how I wanted the cards to go. Okay, good. Bar break. I swear to God if you instant charge, though. Okay, good. Yeah, this is a, abuse it. Her defense is still deactivated. So we use it for more... Genji in turn, yeah. Well, that'll do it. Oh, it didn't. Wow. Wow. What is that? Holy shit, dude. What is that? What the actual fuck? And behold, chat. Behold as it switched me back to the Undead Knight again. I think we do it in that order. So I ult here, or sorry, not ult, rifles, shit. I enable Phantasm here just to protect myself. Because I don't know if this ends the fight, or if I have to kill the ads. There we go. Sweet.
展開は大勝利の後に取っておきます。
Yeah, I'm actually angry that she clapped Jalter there. That was ridiculous. That was actually ridiculous. Yeah, it's wind. Remove her connection to the earth, put her up in the air, and she got no capability to defend herself. Oh, are we? No, no, don't you dare summarize it. I want to see this. Blow the animation budget. You gonna hit her with the screw attack? Oh shit. Come on, rotisserie. It's funny that she's mocking her for having a grudge. I'm like, that's literally every Avenger. Damn! Oh, damn. Wait. It's been a long time since I called her altar? No, it hasn't. Yeah, we let her cook. The time unfroze. Damn, this is Tokyo pre-COVID chat. This place must be of great importance to Master. It is. Only her mind and soul. Isn't that kind of paralleling the coffins that were used for A-Team? Wait, the silent shadow that seems to have served as our passageway, which was Dante's. Yeah, it definitely seems like it's going to be a problem if we use up all of our command seals, which that's usually the case, right? Oh, thank God, 0 AP. Hmm. Yeah, so this is covering the idea that a dream can become a singularity or a lost belt, maybe even. Also, it's weird that we have Abby talking to Doman. Okay. It's true, they would actually be better at mentioning dreams. Hmm. Nothing of substance within them, yet that is also why they can be said to contain anything in the world. Doman coming in for round 2. Servant teleportation, yes. Well, it also worked because they were existing people, so I guess if we've met someone in the singularity, then they can be summoned in. Dante's is this singularity. At least that's my current theory. Boosted us. Uh. Yeah, Dante's basically just poked his head out. Why not live on main? I've been live on the alt channel now for well over a year. But we made the call to switch over to the VODs channel for live streams on YouTube because seemingly having live streams constantly on the main channel was hurting the algorithm really bad. It'd be a shame to cycle them out to a different comp for 90++. Just keep using the same comp. Or just do the 90++ one time and drop back down to the 90+. That simple. Remember, you have like 48 days, chat. You're fine. Okay. I'm wondering if we're gonna get Mash to transform, or if Mash is like a plant, and she's not actually really Mash. Wonder if like Mash is gonna be the Grail or something. it stands to reason that they would put something in Mash's place knowing that Mash is dear to the Master. Yeah, I haven't been focused on shop clearing. Like, I've been focused more on point ladder, because when you start having a shit ton of, like, drop Cs MLB, you will naturally complete the shop, and it becomes instead the problem of, like, how fast can you complete the ladder. So I've been, like, making sure I'm still taking, like, point Cs. I did get a lucky drop of it, at least. I need so many ethers, yeah. Okay, are we gonna finish section 7? At least would be good progress. Humbugus. I always find it funny when people refer to it as hamburger steak. Because it's obviously not steak in the conventional way that we think of it, but it still kind of counts. It's still beef. We're in your homelands. This does confirm that the Master is from Japan. Which I feel like is implied at the very beginning of the game, but it's still, like, not explicit. Does imply it, yeah. It's such a funny thing, because, like, after all these years, it's just not really talked about, right? I also feel like this is paralleling a little bit of Shinjuku. And I think they're going to try to bait and switch us, but the difference here is it feels like the bait is so much more clearly obvious. It's kind of like in Shinjuku, they had you going for a bit, and in this Singularity, it's like, nah, we know you're up to no good. This is Ordeal Call 2. This is part of the story for the game. Let me ask you guys this. Did you guys prefer Ordeal Call 2 to Ordeal Call 1 at least? Like one better? Interesting. So those of you guys that like 2 better, do you think that that's just because of the characters that it features, or do you think it's just better written? Or maybe like you prefer the setting? I guess what I'm asking is like, which is the main thing that made you like it? And no spoilers, please, but... Has a more tight story than OC1. I can agree with that. OC1 feels like it needed a little bit more to be fleshed out. This one feels more like it's a mystery that we're trying to solve. So I guess it's presented in a way where it's kind of okay that we don't know everything. Ah, the explosion, yes. I like how it's just such a meme at this point and they just keep leaning into it. Big fan of the aesthetic of OC2. I think that's why I'm liking it more. The setting just feels better to me. It also, I do agree, at least so far, it feels like the story makes more sense. I think OC1 was explained in the end, but it still felt a little like, huh? But I don't, like, I think a lot of people are really harsh on OC1, and I still really liked it and did enjoy the setting for the most part. To me, it's like, which do you prefer? Like Moon Cell shenanigans and like Fate Extra? Or do you prefer more like Fate Stay Night? Because to me, that's almost like Ordeal Call 1 was a little bit more of like the Fate Extra type stuff, and Ordeal Call 2 is a little bit more like original Fate Stay Night. So I can easily see how people would prefer one over the other. Getting more into our character than anyone else. I do agree with that. I think this is really cool that we're actually getting some proper master exposition. As opposed to like other singularities where it's just like, oh no, we can't lose, we gotta keep going. This is more seemingly going into who the master is and why, because it's focused on the master, and that really is something I feel like we've needed in an FGO for a long time. Also maintaining a serious story vibe. Yeah. Like, if you told me OC2 was written by, like, one of the original Type Moon writers, that wouldn't surprise me. at all. Because it does feel like this has a lot of that same vibe. Oh. Another transfer student. From Kyoto, of course. I do also like that we're finally getting some actual, like, Tyra stuff. And that's where, again, like, I can easily see how people are enjoying this Singularity just based off the characters that are involved. Because it's characters that are both fan favorites and characters that haven't gotten a lot of time. So I can kind of understand. But yeah, we'll have to keep reading more. I will not be streaming tomorrow, chat. I have to basically hit the road tomorrow and head over to Kiki's grandmother's place. We're going to be visiting with her for the first time. And then next week, actually, let me see, because I did have the schedule at least tentatively here. I will put it on the Discord, but next week it's looking like it's going to be a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday stream session, similar to how it was like last weekend. So that's what we're looking at here for the future. And we will try to at least focus a little bit on FGO. I may still mix in a variety day or something like that just for the sake of like differentiation and everything. Wednesday will be rolling alongside Tutu. We'll be rolling for MHXXA, and we'll see kind of what other day we do FGO on. But like I said, the goal will be to focus on getting story done, doing this. I think I will probably focus on completing OC2 with you guys before doing OC3, but mostly because there's plenty of time to finish OC3, and I do foresee that being a thing. But we'll see. Maybe I'll start OC3 and start kind of mixing things in with that and kind of alternating between them. In the meantime, I am seeing a Mr. Gotcha Guru's on. I'm going to send you guys over his way. He is streaming some Nikkei. Thank you guys again for being here. Thank you for all the support. If you haven't already, get on the Discord. It's the easiest way to be involved in the community and find out when I'm going live and what I'm doing. And again, as always, you guys can feel free to subscribe either to the main YouTube channel, where we're finally beginning to get some more content out, as well as the VODs channel, where I am live every single night, which is CAD Plays. If you guys haven't ever checked that one out. We're almost to 1,000 subscribers there, so I'd appreciate it if you guys would sign up for that. But again, thank you guys. I'll see you guys next week. Go give Gotcha Gurus my love. Good night.